Alrighty. Well, hey, what can we say? Warriors and Legends Hall of Fame, always a pretty cool thing, and to get your initial take on it, it's going to be pretty darn cool.
Yeah, you know what? I had no idea that it was going to be this big and amazing, and the Warriors have done an amazing job. I haven't been to one of these yet, and to be one of the players selected for it, it's an honor. And I mean, I love this city. I love playing for this team. And to be recognized in a fashion like that, not something that I need, but it's something that it makes you feel amazing, that the contributions that you made and the love that you put into this team and the city it's I can't even talk, I'll be honest with you. It's special. Let's put it that way. It's really special.
Right on.
Do memories kind of flood back when you get here and when you start thinking about the speech and that kind of thing?
It did, and there were so many stories that I want to tell in that speech that I probably couldn't, but it always just jogs your memory, right? And you come into it and you start thinking about this time, which leads you to this time, and maybe a few stories and memories that you hadn't thought about, and then you get back with a couple of the teammates that are here tonight, and they were telling stories in my intro, and then you're like, I remember that one, and it's so much fun to be able to get back with the guys, share some stories, have some fun, have some laughs, because we don't get together enough. Life just takes you in too many different places, but it's always fun to be able to have some good, just, have some fun and talk about the old days.
So how did you hear about the induction, and what was kind of your reaction when you first heard that this was happening?
Derek, the president of the Alumni Association, had reached out to me and asked if that would be something that I would be able to come attend this year, and I was a player that they really wanted to induct, especially in the 40th year. And an honor like that, you can't pass it down. And my little guy's supposed to be in a hockey tournament this weekend in Banff, and this was too important to our family. Moose Jaw has too many ties to our family that we needed to be here, and it's something that we obviously wanted to be here for as well. And so it didn't take a whole lot of thought. He told me to take a couple days and think about it, and I think I texted him back later that afternoon saying we'd be there.
Cool. And I guess I talked a couple years ago just about, right after you retired and stuff like that. So how things been kind of go for you in retirement now since you've been done and stuff like that? Working with the Blues and stuff like that. So how's that all going?
Retirement's been good. The time that I retired was my last year was in the bubble. So coming out of the bubble, the NHL was a shortened season, and everyone had to play in one division, and they weren't allowed to leave the hotels. And for me, that wasn't an NHL that I wanted to be a part of. My family was at a stage where they're younger, going to school, having fun, and I wanted to be around for them. So the retirement aspect of it, I know some guys, it can be very tough on them because it happens abruptly, but for me, I knew it was coming, and I had my family to spend time and lean on, and I couldn't be happier with that. So now I'm scouting for the Blues, so keeps me in hockey, gives me something to do, gets me out of the house, which the wife loves. So it's been a good transition for me. One that I'd still love to be playing, but it's one that I've been happy with. And now that I'm coaching my son's hockey team, I'm at the rink a lot of days still.
Right on.
You mentioned it's the 40th season. How special is it to be a part of that legacy and to see how this organization has grown?
It's very important, and I know when I was a kid playing on the team, I loved when the older guys were around. Just you get perspective on what it used to be like, where it's going, to see how those guys love being on this team, being in this organization, the fun that they had, and how they treat and react when they see their teammates as well, and all those types of things are special, because as young guys, you always want to learn, you always want to get better, and those relationships off the ice are huge when it comes to having relationships on the ice and playing for each other, and it's a season that the Warriors have obviously done a great job, and Moose Jaw's done a great job supporting this team, having it here for 40 years. It's a special year, and watching the boys practice today and seeing where they are in the standings, I'm hoping it's going to be a very, very special year at the end of the year.
You're the captain of the only team that went to the finals. What would your advice be to this year's team?
You got to understand that you might only have one chance at it, and whether it's junior career, whether it's pro career, to be able to win a championship is a very special thing, and you're going to be in a very small class of players. And if they are able to pull us off this year, they're going to be remembered in Moose Jaw forever. Our team's going to get pushed aside, which I think would be great. And so I was lucky enough to be able to win in the NHL and win a Stanley Cup, and that team is so close, and it's something that no one will ever forget, and we have that bond as players, and these kids, these guys, if they're going to be able to do it this year, they're never going to forget it for the rest of their lives, and it's going to just cement those relationships, and it's going to be amazing for this city too.